get right into it. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly how I ate to drop 40 plus pounds. Now this is going to be very detailed, very in depth. This is a step-by-step guide. And if you do follow these habits and everything that I, line out and everything that I say, all these different nuances, you will see results. You will start to shed the fat. Listen, a lot of your problem for a lot of you guys is your nutrition. You guys don't understand nutrition. You don't understand what you should be eating, how much of it you should be eating, how consistently you should be eating it. So I'm going to walk through all of that today. So make sure to lock in, take notes. And this is going to be a longer video, so be prepared for that. All right. So the first thing I want you to do is to change your mindset on nutrition. All right. So when it comes to nutrition, you need to pace yourself. All right. I was just on TikTok live and a lot of people who were, over 300 pounds were saying, hey, should I eat 1,500 calories? Obviously, if you're over 300 fucking pounds, you've obviously been eating 3,000 plus calories to maintain your weight. So why would you go from 3,000 calories to 1,500? So the first thing I want you to do is to be in a less restrictive calorie deficit. So 500 to 1,000, not 1,500 plus. All right. So type in your height and weight, in a calorie calculator. You can use MyFitnessPal. You can use Harris Benedict formula, but type it in there and go in a slighter deficit so you can actually sustain it. Because remember, this is a lifestyle change. Nobody should be trying to just lose 20 pounds and then go right back to your old habits. Guess what happens when you lose 20 pounds and go right back to your old habits? You go right back to square one. It's the same thing if you speed up to 70 miles per hour from zero and then you take your foot off the gas. What's going to happen? You're going to go back to zero eventually. It's the same shit. I don't know why people don't understand that. Stop being so restrictive. Stop trying to cut out sugar, cut out diet soda, and cut out salt when you're literally eating in a calorie surplus right now, drinking liquor and eating cake and eating fried foods 24/7. Just cut back on the fried foods, the cake, and the liquor. You can still have diet soda. You can still have sugar, right? Just not as much processed sugar, right? So when I say sugar, you can still have bread. You can still have fruits, vegetables, things like that, guys. All right. Sugar isn't your problem. And having sugar isn't your problem. You're having excess sugar. All right. That's like saying calories are bad. Obviously, excess calories are bad from certain sources, but calories in general, your body needs them. All right. Same thing with fruits. Your body needs fruits. It needs the vitamins and minerals in fruits, all of that. All right. Like I said, this is a lifestyle, not a temporary change. All right. Next, simplicity, guys. I know you guys literally save a bunch of different recipes on TikTok, on Instagram, and you never fucking eat any of them. All right. You guys don't eat any of those recipes, right? Because all of them look good, but they take too long to make. They're not very realistic for your meal prep, and they require way too many fucking ingredients. So guess what this is? This is something with literally 5 ingredients. We have literally basmati rice, we have broccoli, and then we have teriyaki garlic salmon. All right. That's simple. Very little ingredients. This is Atlantic cod, whatever fucking salmon. This is broccoli. This is rice. Very simple. I eat very simple meals like this. I always eat ground beef with wraps or with nachos or with rice or with sweet potatoes. Very simple meals. And what I've noticed is that obviously when people eat simple meals, it's easier for them to repeat it over and over. So guess what that means? Sustainability. You trying to be complicated and thinking that you need special recipes and all these special different, foods and special different like juicers and shit to lose weight is your problem, right? You're putting barriers to entry for yourself that shouldn't even be there. You're creating those barriers to entry and be like, man, I would lose weight if I had Ozempic and a juicer. No, the fuck you wouldn't, because what Ozempic is going to do is make you eat less. What a juicer is going to make you do is just juice all your fucking foods, all right? And you're probably going to buy more vegetables when you get a juicer as well. So right now, start with what you have, where you are, all right? And start buying better groceries. Another thing is you got to measure your portion sizes, all right? Back in the day, I used to think this was 1/4 cup of rice because I'm Haitian, right? In reality, this is like a cup of rice, all right? Also, make sure you're hitting your macros. No guessing. All this guessing and shit, guesstimating is never going to get you in a good position. You're always going to underestimate the amount of carbs you're eating because you want yourself to not feel guilty. That's human nature. So to take out your human nature, your emotions, to take it out of tracking, make sure that you track your foods in MyFitnessPal and know what the hell you're eating. You have to know exactly what you're eating. For example, when people ask me like, hey man, like I want to lose 10 pounds, man. I really want to drop this 10 pounds, man. I just don't know what to do. And I'm like, how many calories are you eating? If they don't know how many calories they're eating, they're not serious enough. If someone's trying to save money, they're going to know how much they're making and how much they're spending. If they don't, they'll never save money because if they make more, they'll spend more. Very simple, guys. Like I said, the more simple your food choices, the more issues you will avoid and the easier it'll be to stay on your macros, right? So when you do whole foods, when you do rice, when you do sweet potatoes, simple foods, you won't have to ask questions like, how about nutrient deficiency? Because you're going to have a majority of nutrients. You're not going to be like, oh, wait, well, I can't have too many sugary foods. When you try to do if it fits your macros, you're going to run into a lot of different issues like, oh, my doctor said that my iron levels are low because you're not eating enough, you're not eating enough vegetables. When people say if it fits your macros, they still hit their nutrients, they still hit their fiber. What you guys take it as is you can eat whatever you want to and still lose weight in a deficit. If you're in a deficit and you eat whatever you want to, you lose weight, but you'll look like a bag of milk. You're not going to have muscle, you're not going to have shape, and you're going to be nutrient deficient, you're going to be hungry all the time, all right? So, Luther, you're talking all this shit. What does a day of eating actually look like? All right, so for me, like I said, I always have some ground beef or some ground turkey. I either do it in taco shells, I either do it in taco wraps, like the high fiber wraps that are very low in calories, or I'll do some nacho chips, or I'll do some sweet potatoes, or I'll do some rice. Very simple stuff that you can repeat over and over. How long does it take to make ground beef and ground turkey? 10 to 20 minutes, guys. Literally very simple. Everyone has 10 to 20 minutes. Everyone. All right. So the goal, like I said, is to be able to repeat something over and over. Like, here's the thing. When I see someone, like every time it's New Year's Eve, and I see people buying like a bunch of shit that they're probably not going to last with, like they just buy a lot of different products. They buy juicers. They buy all these different shits, all these different ingredients. And, they buy all these different cookbooks with thousands of recipes. I know that they won't be able to repeat all of that stuff over and over because it's just too overwhelming. And I know that I'm going to be able to be consistent because I'm eating very basic foods. It's very repeatable, very easy to eat. My breakfast is literally always eggs with cheese. And my carb source is usually either oatmeal with some fruits like some blackberries, or tater tots, or an English muffin. Something very simple, guys. All right. Dinner is always, like I said, ground beef or ground turkey. Very simple, guys. You don't have to go crazy. Like a lot of you guys think that you have to eat different meals every day. You have to eat like non-grass fed, or we have to eat grass fed, like non-tickled chicken and shit like that. And it's not that deep, guys. It's really not that deep. All right. So for snacks, Premier protein shakes are very easy. They keep you full because they have a lot of protein in them. Obviously, these Atkins bars have protein, but they also have fiber, so that keeps you full as well. These are very simple snacks. These are basically my go-to snacks. Snacks are good for curbing hunger. If you have a sweet tooth, you better be snacking in between, and these will really help your sweet tooth. Now, as far as curbing cravings, we'll go into that next. But yeah, Quest chips, veggie straw chips, skinny pop popcorn, or white cheddar popcorn from Smart Food. These are very easy options to make sure that you're like staying full and it's kind of getting that snacking that you need, right? Because perfect case scenario, you would just eat 3 square meals and be good. But we're human. We're gonna have some kind of cravings. This will curb your cravings, right? This will curb your sugar cravings, specifically with the extra fiber. So does water. Water intake is important. Fiber is important. Protein is important. And these really help with it, all right? Now, how do you prevent yourself from falling off? Like, I know a lot of people do 2 weeks of keto and they're like, damn, I was doing so good and then I fell off. The first thing is, like I said, you do not want to go into something too aggressively. A lot of you guys go from eating fried foods 24/7, fast food 24/7, drinking liquor 24/7, eating chips, cookies, whatever you want to. You go from that to restrictive keto, right? You got to find some balance in between that you can actually sustain. Another thing is you want to eat more consistently throughout the day. If you eat your first meal at 7 a.m. and then your next meal is at 7 p.m., by the time you get to 7 p.m., you're going to be so fucking hungry that you're going to binge eat. You're going to overeat. You're going to eat fast food. You're going to make a bad decision because now you're being reactive. So you want to be proactive by eating more consistently throughout the day, guys. All right. Cravings literally come from your blood sugar just going down because you took way too much time in between meals. All right. So that's why slow digestion carbs are important, and eating every 3 to 5 hours is important, right? 5 is like the most that you want to go without eating, right? To be honest, because if you don't have at least a protein shake in that time, you're literally going to be starving and you're going to overeat, right? You're going to have a lot of cravings. That's when you have a lot of cravings, all right? Also, eat more foods with high volume, more protein, more nutrients. Like, for example, I and everyone I know can eat a family-sized bag of chips, right? That's very easy. There's no fiber in it. There's no protein in it. It's pretty easy to eat a family-sized bag of your favorite chips. That same amount, right? That same amount of calories, because a family-sized bag of chips is like 1,200 calories, I think. If you gave me 1,200 calories worth of steak, I cannot eat all of that once because it has a lot of nutrients in it and it has a lot of protein in it. I can probably eat 6 ounces of steak and I'll be full as hell. I could eat a family-sized bag of chips and I won't be full. There's a difference between the food volume, guys. So higher protein foods are going to keep you full longer. What do you do when you have an unplanned cheat day? Should you do extra cardio? Maybe you should run an extra 2 miles. Should you fast for 24 hours? Should you do a detox that you saw on TikTok? Should you drink a bunch of coffee and then water fast? The answer is don't do any of these fucking dumbass things. Just get right back on track. All right? Just get right back on track. If you have a cheat day and you go way off the rails, just get right back on track the next day. Do not try to overdo something because then you're going to create an unhealthy relationship with, food, and you're going to be like, if I eat extra, I just work out extra. You can never out cardio a bad diet, guys. And if you do like extra cardio because you had a cheat day, that means that, you're more likely to repeat it. And you're like punishing yourself, right? If I have an unplanned cheat day, I'm just like, well, that's just going to set back that's going to, I'm going to gain some water weight. That's going to, set me back maybe a day or two. Nothing crazy. And then I just get right back on track. All right. So don't panic and don't overdo anything when you have a unplanned cheat day, because all this stuff usually makes it worse. Because when you water fast for 24 hours after a cheat day, you're going to create a cycle of having cheat days. Because how hard is it after a cheat day to fast for 24 hours? After you ate all those foods that you were craving and you drank all that liquor, how hard is it going to be for you to fast 24 hours? It's going to be very hard. So after you finish that fast, now you're going to binge again and you're going to create a cycle. So do not do extra cardio, because if you do extra cardio after having a cheat day, you're going to be even hungrier, and then you're still not going to hit your nutrients, and then you're going to panic. All right, so just get right back on track. Usually if I have an unplanned cheat day, if the next day is like, leg day or something, I just do the leg day and I eat, the amount of calories I was supposed to eat the day before. Nothing crazy. All right, so how do you get to lose like the stubborn belly fat? You know what I mean? A lot of you guys have a lot of stubborn belly fat right here. And you're like, yo, how the fuck do I lose that? Well, very simple, guys. If you are maintaining belly fat, if you've had your stubborn belly fat for a long period of time, I don't say that you have stubborn belly fat. I say that you're maintaining your belly fat, because it is actively what you're doing that's causing you to have the belly fat in the first place. All right. You don't just magically have belly fat. In order to keep belly fat there, you have to eat a certain amount of calories and you have to eat certain types of foods majority of the time. All right. So when you're in a calorie surplus, that's when you start to gain belly fat. So if you're gaining a lot of unwanted stubborn belly fat, it's because your habits do not align with your goals, obviously. Like if you're like, oh my God, I don't want to gain belly fat. Why the fuck are you eating the calorie surplus and you're eating like shit and you're drinking liquor? All right. That's what's causing you to have, the belly. Now, if you're maintaining stubborn belly fat, that means you're not doing enough to lose the belly fat, which means you're not in a calorie deficit. You're not eating high protein. All right. So you got to be relentlessly consistent, because when you start to lose body fat everywhere else, which is like the beginning, right? You lose some upper belly fat as well. That's like the beginning of losing fat. A lot of you guys are like, I'm not losing my belly fat. You just started losing fat. Be fucking patient. All right. This is a lifestyle change. This is not just, oh, I'm going to do this to lose my belly fat and go back to my old habits. Like I said, if you get on this journey to lose your belly fat and go right back to your old habits, guess what's going to happen? You're going to gain it right back, because you didn't learn the concept. The person who loves running runs further than the person who loves the end destination. For the last time, I'm going to say that, all right? Because if you love the process and you're in love with the process, you enjoy working out, you enjoy feeling better when you eat better, then you're always going to have abs, or you're going to lose the belly fat because you've been doing it for so long. That's why when people come up to me in the gym and they're like, hey, man, like, how do you get your abs like that, man? If I had abs like you, I would never, ever, man. I would never work out. That's why you don't fucking have abs, because you're not in love with the process. You're not in love with the process in the gym, and you're not in love with the process as far as nutrition. All right. You just kind of want these results sometimes. You're not making your goals your standards. That's why you're not at your goal, period. All right. And be patient and precise. None of this, I think I ate this. Listen. All right. You need to track everything. None of this like, man, I don't know, I just took a week off, but it shouldn't affect me that much. Yes, it does. Man, I just ate a little bit extra, but it shouldn't. Yes, it does. All right. Be precise. Be consistent. Stop fucking up. All right. Like, do not miss. Just don't miss. Don't miss. All right, so here's the mindset you need in order to be successful in this journey. It took you years to get a big-ass stomach, to get fat as hell. You're not going to lose the weight overnight. So stop thinking you're going to lose the weight overnight. That's the most annoying thing on earth. You think you're going to lose this weight overnight, but it took you 10 years of consistency to gain it. Yes, you were consistent. If you gained weight, that means you consistently ate in a calorie surplus, whether you wanted to or not. That's what it means. So in order for you to lose all that weight, you know what I mean? Majority fat, you have to be consistent. Pace yourself. Focus on progress, not perfection, guys. All right? So with that being said, guys, y'all already know the drill. If you're trying to lose 20 plus pounds, 6 plus inches off your waist, 6 plus inches off your waist in the next 16 weeks without the use of these bullshit fad diets that you keep seeing without Ozempic, right? A lifestyle change that you'll actually maintain. Link is in the bio, guys. All right. And I'm also starting a Discord soon. So when you see this, the Discord will probably be in the bio as well. So I have full one-on-one coaching, and I also have a Discord. We're going to create a community. I'll put my daily workouts in there as well, just so you guys can kind of see that and what I eat on a daily basis. So you can be like, oh, wow, this dude's really eating this stuff every single day. This dude doesn't miss. A lot of times you need to see someone who doesn't miss in order for you to be consistent. Because what I've noticed is every time I've met like a friend that's like super dedicated, super locked in, it's made me level up a little bit. So once you're around those people, it'll make more sense. The problem is a lot of us aren't around. We might be the fittest. Like, for example, if you're a little bit overweight, but you're the fittest in your group, you might think you're super fit until you see someone else who's more locked in. So that's the goal of the group. That's going to be the goal of the Discord, just to help everyone level up. I won't be doing specific meal plans. I won't be doing specific workouts in there. It'll just be kind of like a community. However, like my one-on-one coaching, of course, is going to be specific. It's going to be tailored to get you to a certain goal. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Have a blessed day.